Howdy, chat.
Buongiorno.
I
Welcome,
brought
welcome, welcome.
Amalgamate on.
I got Mizu here.
I know some
Oh,
people mentioned it
funny.
earlier, but some of you guys know Amalgamate from Akko's side.
Yeah, she plugged me from the ether and threw me into the and now I'm here. So
And just like everybody else I collab with, they're so much taller than me. It's just not fair.
I'm sorry you were stunted as a child.
I wasn't stunted as a child.
Then I get your veggies in and your fruits and vegetables and all the other nutritional things to actually grow.
True. But chat, I've talked about this a couple times. I wanted to rant to you guys about how everything I love dies. All the games I love, all the series I love, they all die. Because everybody's trying to chase a global audience.
I am here along for the ride.
Also, thank you for being a super fan for 2 months, Texan. Nice seeing you. I'm the Edward Elric of VTubers. I don't know if that's offensive or not.
You need to drink more milk.
I mean, I kind of do want like a badass metal arm. It'd be cool to do alchemy stuff. Know what I mean?
But then you wouldn't be the cute, like, puddle. And that's
I can be
that's
cute
zone
with a
appeal.
metal arm. Maybe.
But then it would rust because you have the water like around your arm, so
It's worth it. You take
what's
it
your
as
name?
you
Was
want
it
to
like-
take it? Who, my name?
like I think was it like Whitney, or I forget what her name was. It's been a while since I
Winry.
watched Full Metal Alchemist. Winry, yeah.
The blonde girl.
I don't. Do you?
Oh
Yeah.
my
Do you have
God, I'm
a
allergic to it.
Winry by your side to help prepare that arm every single time you break it from the rests and shit like that?
No, I could find one though. I mean, once you have like a badass metal arm, that just kind of attracts all the women. Her last name was Rockbell? I never really paid attention. I've only watched Full Metal Alchemist twice.
That is one more than I have. So better than I have.
Well, there
I
are
watched
3 different versions.
Well, I mean, I guess I've seen Brotherhood and then the other one. I've seen both of them. So
Mizu, the Great Blue One. I don't understand how Blue One stuck as a name. I thought I would get something cute, but no, I got Blue One.
I mean, you're blue.
Not even that blue, I'm more white than blue.
I would say like
I guess the Great
60-40.
Aryan one doesn't roll off the tongue as well, though. One of these days I'm gonna get in trouble saying that.
not around here.
Alright, fair. But before we start, would you like to introduce yourself to my chat?
Sure. So I'm always awkward with these. Hello, my name's Amalgamite. I'm a political YouTuber with the side of games. Mostly to stream all the politics, and I have a obsession over JD Vance. So yeah.
Like a sexual obsession, or...
All of the above. It's a shame he's married with children. I'll just say that.
Cartoons like SpongeBob evoke the motherhood instinct. Does Mizu do that to people? What?
What does SpongeBob?
I've never heard about that.
But what? It makes no sense.
What, does watching SpongeBob not make you want to, like, be a mother? Not get your eggs quivering?
But he says evoke the motherhood instinct, so it makes it like maybe like protect the child from whatever demon SpongeBob's supposed to bring about within them.
I have no idea.
No clue. I guess would you like to introduce yourself as well to my chat?
Hi, I am Mizu Tamari. I used to just do gaming streams, but now I kind of just do chatting streams. I find them a lot more fun and a lot more entertaining. You probably know me as the blue one, that bastard, that evil child. There's a lot of things people call me. Some people call me Voldemort, and they don't call me anything at all. I am the hated one of the VTuber community, and I'm fine with that.
I mean, it's bad. Is any bad press like good press? Like the type of situation I say is better to be known than not at all.
True. Yeah, no, I know I anger a lot of people. It's because I'm so cute.
Just want to pinch those cheeks.
Exactly. People got really mad when I painted my face orange for the Donald Trump stream.
You did that?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Oh my god.
We just did a whole stream where I made fun of VTubers that were whining about Donald Trump winning because they were like flipping their shit.
I remember Akko did a video about that. So, but yeah, wasn't that like Under the Tea that you guys did that?
I know we did it once on Under the Tea, but I did it on my own channel. I titled it something like VTubers Can't Handle Politics or something. I can't remember. It's been a hot minute.
As a VTuber, I can't handle politics.
There's a lot of things I think VTubers can't handle. I think they can't handle legal stuff. They can't handle psychological stuff. Most of them can't handle anything political related. Most of them can't handle doing their dishes or washing themselves on a regular basis.
That I definitely relate to. This office is a hot mess.
Do you not wash yourself?
I do take a shower. I actually took one before the stream, so the hair is still wet. I have proof.
Most people, Mizu has a punchable face. Mizu has a cute face that is punchable. I don't know how to feel about that.
It's a smugness of it all.
True. But chat, I can finally bitch and moan about Fire Emblem dying. So, unfortunately, Amalgamate, I don't believe, has ever played any Fire Emblem, right?
Not true. I'm just not within like the fandom as much.
Oh,
so I meant to look this up before stream, and then I forgot because I have a memory of goldfish. But when I've always wanted to get into it a bit more, and like when I was like in high school, I had a shitty high school laptop, and I played one of them on an emulator. It was like it's considered like the first one to be over here in the U.S. or whatever that was.
Fire Emblem.
I forget what it was called, but Lynn was in there. I played that one, and then like got like halfway through and then later crash, which that has happened multiple times to multiple different games because of the shitty high school laptop. So I eventually stopped doing that. And then I played Three Houses as well, and that was lots of fun. So.
Well, that offends me greatly. Also, Edelgard did nothing wrong.
I never actually got around to playing her route. I played the Blue Lions route, and I absolutely love the Blue Lions. Dimitri and Felix are my husbands, without a doubt.
So, like, just from a story perspective, my huge issue with Three Houses was always that as soon as you played more than one route, the game stopped making sense. Because every route completely changes all the characters and, like, how they react to everything, and it just suddenly doesn't make any sense. With Edelgard especially is a huge issue.
I always thought it was supposed to be from the different perspectives of the different houses. So I just couldn't, like, I tried playing the Black Eagles route after the Blue Lions. But that was like right after I got done with the Blue Lions story, and like my heart was still grieving over everything, and so I couldn't like look at that bitch's face.
So,
I just haven't really picked it up since.
do you mind me kind of spoiling the other two routes?
That's fine. It's been what, 7 years?
So a huge issue, like especially if you play Edelgard's route. In Edelgard's route, the Black Eagles openly sell out the Blue Lions at multiple points to intentionally try to get them killed. For like no reason, he's just like, yeah, no, we're gonna sell them out and we're gonna have Edelgard kill them and then we'll just come in and take their country. It's like, sorry, what? Also in Edelgard's route, it's kind of clarified, which this just doesn't exist in any other route, especially if you do the church route, that Edelgard actually like has a legitimate grievance with the church. Because the church basically enslaves her people, and her people are just like living this really shitty life because of the church. As soon as you play any other route, it's clarified that she's lying about this. But if you play Edelgard's route, it's hammered home really hard that she's 100% telling the truth. And they're pretty open about it with like flashbacks and everything. And it's like, okay, you guys don't make any sense. You're just changing like the lore of the world to make these routes work. I want to play Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. Ike is a Giga Chad. So you wouldn't know this probably, but Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn performed so poorly, they were going to be the death of Fire Emblem entirely.
Wasn't those the 3DS ones?
Those were the Wii ones.
Those are the Wii ones? Oh, okay.
The 3DS ones saved it. So the first one on the it wasn't, I don't think it was the 3DS, I think it was just a regular DS, I could be wrong though, was Awakening, which had Chrom and Lucina in it, and that one saved the series. And kind of brought it back from the brink of destruction. However, it's also the first one where they went really hard on waifus and marriage. And people probably should have saw that as like a semi-warning sign for where this series was gonna go. Because at the time it was fine, right? It was like, oh, it's a good game, everything's fine, it's alright if we have like this really big heavy thing on the marriage and the children and all that. But then the next game had that really heavy focus too, and they made it even worse. Because you can, what's the next one? It's called Fates, or IF is the other name they use for it. And they really wanted you to be able to marry like basically everyone with any character. But obviously, like, some characters, it's not going to make sense. Because, there's literally 4 or 5 characters in Fates that their entire character trait is being racist.
Thank you. I like that.
So they have to, like, shoehorn in an excuse why they're going to marry someone that they're going to be racist against. And they just have to, like, twist their character to fit it. Yeah, never ask a white supremacist the color of his girlfriend.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, half the characters in that game are that mean.
Oh my god.
Never ask a Norian what country his girlfriend is from. Fate suffered the worst with censorship. It did. However, I've seen, like, the original Fates, and while it's not as bad because it didn't have to get, like, localized to shit, it's still bad. It's universally acknowledged that even in Japanese, Fates is not a well-written game at all. Particularly everyone's favorite.
Avoid that game. Got it.
Actually, so this is the funny part. Fates is considered widely to be one of the worst written games in the Fire Emblem series. It is considered to be mechanically the best one, even now.
Oh.
It actually developed a real... because they added online play to it. In Japan, it developed a competitive scene.
Oh, damn. Okay. That's definitely a wild turn of events then.
Yeah, I don't know how they managed it, because the game genuinely is one of mechanically the better games in the entire series. But the writing's just shit. And I don't know if you've ever seen the famous picture, but there's a famous picture of a dialogue between 2 assassins from 2 different countries. And in English, it's just 3 lines of ellipses. Just like one says ellipses, the other says ellipses, and then the last one says ellipses. That's the whole thing. In Japanese, it's literally like a full page of dialogue of them talking about how they kill people.
You're kidding, right? Like,
No.
what? What?
I'll see if I can find the picture
I know
of it for you.
localization is bad, but like, that's how do you do that?
Oh, here I could show it to the stream so everybody can see it, because everybody needs to like understand how bad the localization was on this. It was so bad. You could see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got USA on the left and Japan on the right here.
What is it? How is it so different? How can you fuck that up that much? You already have the print, the writing already for the translation. In the Japanese version, just import it over to the USA version. Do they really think that we're that dumb we can't read?
So this is something I've talked about, and I think I've figured out why localizers are as bad at their job as they are. And I thought about it because I kept hearing people say we want literal translations a lot, and people kept talking about literal versus contextual and all that stuff. I think localizers technically do literal translations, but they are literally translating like the action that's going on. So with the original, it's these two assassins talking back and forth about all the ways they kill people and all the people they've killed. And it's to show, it shows a couple things in the original. It shows that that's all they have to talk about with each other is murder, because it's their entire life. But the important part is there's like an emotional context to it, because one of them talks about how he intentionally remembers every single face of every single person he's had to kill. And the other one basically says that they all blur together and they can't even like tell the difference between them anymore. And it's supposed to give it like that little bit of that little oomph to it. But in the English, they just don't talk about anything. And in a literal sense, that's implying that all they have to talk about is killing, so there's nothing for them to talk about. Literally, they translated it. But they didn't actually bring across any of the other stuff. It's why I've said that we probably need to start explaining that when we say literal translations, we don't mean literal actions, we mean literal intent. Fate Revelation is weird even if you get all the characters. I hate that in Revelations, which is the middle version of the games, there is still some characters I really like that have to die. They just kill them, force kill them, and I'm like, I don't want that. Localizers are like gingers, no souls.
They're definitely worse than gingers though, by a long shot.
Oh,
because like even with the whole like literal translation thing kind of going on, like it just you still if that was actually said in Japanese, it's even like you said, the literal intent is there. You should just still translate it. Like why? To me, that just seems more like laziness than anything.
Have you ever seen this one before? Rah, 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 rah. It's Dragon for I Love You.
I hope people be together forever, and I'm really happy. What
got translated into rah, 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 rah. It's Dragonfry, I love you.
How? But I don't. My pea brain can't compute this. Like I don't. All I speak is retardation and English. So like I don't know how to translate things a lot. But how do you not put those together and put them correctly like that? Like
Oh, the localization was terrible for this. Like, you can tell, you search Fire Emblem Fates localization, and it's just picture after picture of different things that happened. It did not go well. People did not like it.
They clearly did not like put in any effort on the English side of things.
Oh yeah, no, they did not give a shit. I mean, ideally you get as close to one-to-one as possible and make adjustments for stuff that doesn't translate right, but that does not mean skipping huge chunks of dialogue and inserting Among Us jokes. Yeah, that was it. What game was it where they had one of the characters say that's kind of sus? Or was that just, Don't Tease Me, Miss Nagatoro?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen the screenshots from that game. I forget which game it was.
Oh.
It was relatively recently, I thought, that came out.
So you mentioned that you saw this one with, the one everybody was calling Colgate-chan?
Mm-hmm.
With the split hair?
Yeah.
I knew immediately that localization had done something fucky with this one too. Because there is a character, one of the two starting characters you get, if you pair them with Colgate-chan, their first support is just the girl talking about how sweaty you are and how much she wants to lick the sweat off your body. And it's just...
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no, it's funny from like an outside perspective, and then you think about it and you're like, yeah, no, this is somebody's fetish that got shoved into the localization. Oh yeah, it's called Engage. Chat, I did not like Engage. There were some...
I thought about playing it, but the designs of the protagonist is just like... I can't look at the Colgate. It looks too cheesy. Then they're trying to, like, obviously write off the hype of Three Houses. And I'm just like, I don't think this is going to be working out well.
Yeah, well, Engage was their attempt to return to form, basically. Because Three Houses actually did have a very divisive reception, because it's not like any other game in the series. So they're like, okay, well with Engage, we'll just go back to like regular Fire Emblem. And they sort of tried that. It didn't really work. What if Fire Emblem Echoes was that damaged? Echoes was damaged, not nearly as much, because a lot of people didn't care about it. It's my understanding it was kind of handed off to a smaller team, and the smaller team just kind of ran with doing their job. Engage, it was all about marrying the characters, but the localization said no. Yeah, so Engage, you cannot marry one of the characters named Anna, because she is a lolly. And there was a huge controversy with this, because somebody modded in a remarry Anna mod that translated all of her lines correctly from Japanese. It got banned off Nexus Mods. It got banned off another site called Game Banana. So they posted it to Lover's Lab, and Game Banana sent an email to Lover's Lab falsely claiming that they had received a cease and desist from Nintendo, and that Nintendo would come for them next if they didn't take it down. So then Lover's Lab removed it as well. I'm pretty sure this mod is just lost media at this point.
That's such a shame. Like, that, I hate these corporations so much. God damn it. Because even, like, your translations that I'm seeing here, I was just like, this does not even sound like bad. Like, even if it's too soon for us to be lovers, we can still be partners, don't you think? Like, it's just letting down, like, a child in that context. But it's like, it's just referencing that her as just, like, a child, if I'm getting this correctly, based off the Japanese translation.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, does it... Like, okay? Like... Like, how is this bad?
Can't marry the lolly. This makes Awakening and Fate's a masterpiece. Yeah, because we had what? We had Naui, we had Na. Everyone loved
I like the
Naui.
design.
Ravioli, ravioli. Please lewd the dragon loli. She would not survive a new Fire Emblem because her character was heavily sexual. And she used the fact that she looked like a lolly to constantly tease people about it.
That sounds based to me, but okay.
Oh, Fire Emblem, you always could marry a lolly. Not all. So, previously, before Awakening, because how it works now is when you get like an S support with a character, you marry them, basically. Before Awakening, the first one where you could start marrying people, you actually did not find out the fate of your characters until post-game. And depending on what level your supports were, you would get a different epilogue for different characters. And not everybody was marryable just because you got them to max support. Some people, their endings were like, oh, they were two best friends and they opened up the blacksmith shop they always wanted, like that kind of thing. It wasn't until Awakening where they...
That's gay in Tumblr terms if they're two best friends.
Pretty much, I guess. But then after Awakening, they started making it like, no, everyone's ending has to be married somebody or died alone. I think the only good one is in Awakening, you can marry a character to, I think it's Abel. I could be wrong about the name, but no matter like who you marry him to, the end of the game will talk about his wife's interest, and then it'll say, and her husband, who we don't know his name, was lost to the annals of time. Because his entire meme is he's forgettable and nobody can remember who he is. That was a funny meme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play Fire Emblem. This seems like such a non-issue to me, but I know how hinged people are about shipping sometimes. It's not the shipping that's the problem. It's that all of the characterization is now designed around shipping. They no longer like have a different thing going on in their lives. Every conversation they're having with a person is leading up to marriage in some way, and oftentimes it does not make sense. I wish Awakening did fail. That would have killed the franchise, but I'd be okay with that. Yeah, so this is a fun fact for chat and for Amalgamate, but Awakening was a meta game, basically. I'm trying to think of what I used as an example for it before. But basically the idea of Awakening is the big bad is literally like the series dying. The big bad is going through the different versions of Fire Emblem in the background before we meet him and destroying them. And we're supposed to stop him before he destroys, like, our universe. And then it's revealed that the big bad is an alternate version of the player. So it's literally saying the players are destroying the franchise, but the players could also save it. And it just so happened that people really turned out for Awakening, and it did in fact save it. Which is why I really hate Engage, because Engage brought Grima back, and it doesn't make sense, because Grima is a meta-narrative, or a meta-contextual enemy. It literally does not make sense outside of Awakening. Or I don't know, maybe they're having money troubles again. I thought Three Houses sold well, though. They shouldn't be having any troubles.
Oh yeah, Three Houses did amazing as far as I could tell. That really invigorated, like, it from the outside's perspective at least. It was like all over the place, could not escape it. Which I mean, I thought it was a good game, but then again, I'm not like a hardcore Fire Emblem fan.
Yeah.
So there's that. I was like so I said like earlier with Engage, like to me, it just seemed like it was picking back off of Three Houses as a way to like introduce the fans that came from Three Houses into, I guess, a more regular Fire Emblem game. And here's all your callbacks to all these other popular Fire Emblem characters through their the ring power thingy that it had, whatever that system was, and just like, hey, look at all our other heroes from other games. Check this out. Like, and I'm just like, this is kind of cringe. I don't think I'm gonna like this. And I just never actually checked out the game itself because it's like, One day I'll finish one of my emulated games.
Yeah, so it makes a lot more sense with Engage when you realize it's kind of to spit in the face of Three Houses to a degree. It's trying to look at all of the old players that really didn't like Three Houses and be like, look, we remember original Fire Emblem. We remember all those characters you really enjoy. Don't you want to come back and hang out with them? And then people just didn't like it. Because it is just pandering, and everybody felt like it was just pandering. And there was tons of complaints about it as well.
So, if I were to try to get back into Fire Emblem again, what game would you recommend I start out with? Like,
depends. How good are you at strategy games?
Okay. I'm not like a master or anything.
I think if you're kind of average or not particularly good, of the old games, Sacred Stones is by far the best. And it's because Sacred Stones is one of the only old games where you could grind in between matches.
Grind in between matches? Like,
so,
wait.
Original Fire Emblem, you just go from battle to battle to battle to battle. There is no way to earn extra XP. If you underlevel your characters, you're just fucked. Good luck. Sacred Stones is one of the only games of the old ones that actually did let you grind in between battles if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little bit nicer then. That will help any skill issues I have, because that will probably happen.
It also has Twincest, which automatically makes it the best. It had, is one of the only games where they use two characters for it, is Irika and Ephraim. Lucina called Falchion Pointy Demon Spanker. Sacred Stones is more close to Final Fantasy Tactics than Fire Emblem. Look, I still, to this day, think Fire Emblem Sacred Stones is the best one of the series.
Never played Final Fantasy Tactics either, so don't know how to compare that to.
Yeah.
Someone from my chat said, well, also the problem with Engage is the red and blue hairstyles of the main characters was the most garish, ugly thing I've ever seen. I do have to agree with that.
Yeah. I don't know who came up with the design for Colgate-chan, but it just... Why? Who saw this and was like, yeah, no, this is fantastic.
Like, that was like my biggest turn off, and then I saw everything else and was like, I just can't do this. Like, the male is decent looking. Like, I like the armor, the suit type of deal, but then you get to the hair and it's just like, why?
It's just very garish. It was Bat's artist? What are you talking about? Final Fantasy Tactics is the default tactical RPG. You played any, you probably is familiar with Final Fantasy Tactics. I just never liked Final Fantasy, chat. I'm sorry. I played one Final Fantasy that was on DS, I think. They did like a re-release of a Final Fantasy on DS, and I played that one. And then I've played Final Fantasy Online, but that doesn't really count. That's an MMO. Hi, Shiroi. Yeah, I'm complaining about Fire Emblem because they killed it. I want to complain about other games too.
Do you think they could come back? Like, after
possibly.
Engage?
I think it can, but the thing is, I don't think they care to. Because that's kind of the point of this, is like, right, I don't blame the players that like came out in droves to buy 3 houses because it was something more their style. Like, if the game is more your style, then play it, right? But because I feel like the company's going to see that, and they're going to be like, okay, well, this is how we make money, so we're just not making the stuff you like anymore, we're just making 3 houses again. And it's that way with like a lot of different games. They like appeal to the wider market. And sometimes they're doing that in the US because they have like all these DEI programs and it kills them. But sometimes they do it to just try and make more money, and it just ruins the game for everybody else. I think Call of Duty is a semi-good example as well, because Call of Duty, I don't know if you've seen it lately, has been going the Fortnite route, where they just keep like collabing with all these random ass people. And now you're...
And then like I saw there's like this gun or whatever the case was like the most like disgusting like neon thing or whatever the case was like a skin. And I was just like, I never played Call of Duty, but I've always imagined it as like a darker, you know, grimmer world, and you have a gun that's like shooting like piss rainbows or something like that. And I was just like, okay, like that's cool, I guess. Not.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, oh, I don't think it was this. It was something else. That was just like.
Oh, I remember this. I actually own this skin. Because I hate myself.
It looks at least cool.
The cyber like... cat. Call of Duty's doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab right now. Yeah, that's what I saw the other day. And it's the Fortnite-ification of everything. Like, we need to collab with all these different things and just, like, shoehorn them in there.
They're just trying to go with whatever the popular thing is.
And it ruins it for me. I don't like it anymore. When you dumb things down and appeal to the lowest common denominator, you just destroy its essence. Exactly. Your base for saying Sacred Stones is good. Look, it is the best Fire Emblem. I will die on that hill. Weirdly enough, I kind of like Engage more than 3 houses. Factually speaking, Engage is a better game. Because it is old Fire Emblem. It is trying to actually be the strategy game that Fire Emblem was built to be. Even over Path of Radiance. So, hot take. I liked Radiant Dawn more than Path of Radiance, even though Radiant Dawn was absolutely ball-busting at points. Oh, I should make you play that. That would be fun to watch you do that on stream. Because Radiant Dawn on normal is like ball-busting for no reason.
It sounds like I'm gonna be crying then.
And there's like parts of Radiant Dawn that if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to like cry after you finish a mission. Because you're going to be like, that's all I had to do? I lost like 10 characters and that's all I had to do?
No.
Well, because Radiant Dawn actually does what 3 houses wanted to do better, where you swap from the perspective of 3 different groups of people until they inevitably all 3 converge on the same battlefield. Because they all come from like different walks of life. But because you're constantly...
cool.
It is, but because you're constantly swapping between 3 people, the old people don't actually level up while you're playing with the new people, but they still keep the enemy levels when you get sent back to play with the old people again.
That sounds like bad game design in my opinion. Like, that's just... Why would you do that?
So that's actually what Fire Emblem is. It's kind of meant to be ball busting. Shiroi mentions it in chat, but one of the reasons Radiant Dawn performed so well was it was the first game for Western audiences that they didn't like dumb down the difficulty modes. Because every other Fire Emblem that's come over here from Japan, they've actually not had the hardest difficulty mode available to it. and every other difficulty mode was actually a level down. So they added an easy mode. Normal for us is their version of easy mode, and then hard is their version of normal.
I did not know that. Oh my god, that gives me a different perspective, because I'm just like, you're telling me about this, and I'm like, when I played the Fire Emblem game with Lennon, I was just like, it really wasn't that bad. It was on an emulator, so if somebody did die, like, which was happened every once in a while, I could just kind of revert. It really came down to it, but like, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But apparently that was easy.
They had you on easy mode.
I didn't know that. I always pick normal whenever I play a game, so.
Yeah, so if you beat the game to unlock the hardest mode, which is the Japanese version of the regular hard mode, you have to save scum in the Japanese hard mode. It's completely possible to lose turn 1 on most maps. Can you go into the detail of Ike's personality but not spoil a lot? Stoic mercenary man who has like a femboy tag along who he just needs to like fucking get it over with. Also,
there's
I'm pretty sure there's a lot
asking,
of luck. Sorry, what?
Have you played Unicorn Overload before?
No, I want to though.
Same. That looks like right up my alley. I just haven't got around to it just yet. So
how much is it right now? Unicorn Overlord.
I don't believe it's on Steam. I think it's like PlayStation and something else.
It hurts me how Fire Emblem has become popular and Sega just lets Shining Force rot in a corner. Chat, it's sad. Can somebody who has played Path of Radiance more than me tell me if Soren is supposed to be male? Because there's so much art of Ike and Soren fucking at this point.
He looks male to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Soren is male.
Just your kind of male.
People really ship Ike and Soren, though. Like, really hard. It's like a whole thing. They really do have, like, vaguely sexual tension the whole game. It's not gay unless the balls touch.
They also have socks on and say no homo.
How is it not on PC?
Yeah, Switch, PlayStation, and then Xbox. That's about it. It's like they basically just have an agreement.
Bringing Unicorn Overlord to PC. As a publisher, we would like to deliver it to PC users as well, but as per our agreement with Vanillaware, we are only releasing on console. How do you have an agreement that you can release on every console, but not PC?
I mean, it's kind of what Stellar Blade did, but with the caveat was they had to wait a year before they could release it on PC.
Dude, that was like a deal with like Sony.
So I guess whoever the Vanillaware people are kind of screwed them over. Which is a shame, because I feel like Unicorn Overload would be a lot more popular if it did go on PC.
Because
based off what I've seen, it looks like an amazing game.
Yeah. Oh, there's a strategy one you might enjoy. It's a little weird though. Where is it? My list here. Why can't I? It is a problem when I have like 500 games in my Steam list to actually like find something.
I'm heading that direction. I use my wish list as a way to like mark which games I can play next. Whenever I can finally get done with Red Dead, which is going to take 54 years.
Oh, wait. How much is this right now? Because I might just be able to send this one to you if you're interested in it.
No.
There's one I played called Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga. which it has some of its issues, but it is like a smaller game. And it's kind of a mix between like Fire Emblem and a couple other strategy games. I actually thought it was pretty good, personally. I think I have an extra copy through Humble Bundle. Oh, but it's also only $7 right now.
Oh, it's cheap as chips.
It is a solid game. I would recommend it. If you want to try like another Fire Emblem like.
Hell yeah. I'll add that to my wish list then.
I'm just gonna have to rename this stream, chat. This is just gonna be the Fire Emblem stream.
I'm glad I made my thumbnail basically with just Fire Emblem, because I had a feeling it'd just be you just teaching me about Fire Emblem stuff, because like I like the Fire Emblem series. It's well known that I've always really wanted to get into. I just never really had the opportunity to. And I just haven't made it a priority either, so.
A friend of mine says that Icon Radiant Dawn looks like Guts if he was not betrayed. I mean, fair point. Played that when I like the squad mechanic. Yeah. My only problem is there are some, like, there's a couple missions to try and help build the world that are, like, they have a forced way you're supposed to play them. But they added way too many enemies. So it just feels like every enemy turn takes 2 hours. Because you just can't, like, skip the enemy turn. Do we have any games like Advanced?
Can't skip it.
Yeah. So that if you play like the newer Fire Emblems, if you don't want to watch the enemy move constantly, you just hit start and it skips the enemy's turn. So then it just appears back and everybody's moved to where they wanted to move to. Mm-hmm. And they might have added it since I last played it, because I played when it first came out. In Symphony of War, they just didn't have that. So you had to actually sit and just watch every individual enemy unit take their turn. And normally that's not an issue. But in one map, they add like literally 30 enemies that have no chance of catching you. And your objective is to escape the map. But every single turn you have to watch as 30 enemies individually move to chase after you. I'm just like, can I just let me skip it? They're not going to catch me.
This is grueling.
Radiant Dawn's enemy turns are really long. Yeah, Radiant Dawn also did a thing where the enemy teams have a lot of units. Path of the Midnight Sun. It says it's on Steam. I've never heard of that one. It's $12.
Let me look that up.
Are you sure this is Fire Emblem inspired? This looks a lot more traditional JRPG.
Yeah, I agree with you on that part. Have you ever played Octopath Traveler?
I have both of them. People don't like them. I think they're both good.
People don't like Wait, really?
I think it's because neither Octopath Traveler really has like a, oh, we're all working together to save the entire planet kind of story. It's every character kind of has their own individual story they're doing. And people are like, I just thought the stories were kind of boring. So, but they feel more personal and more real. Maybe that's just a me thing.
Like, my only gripe with Octopath was the fact that, like, they joined the team together, but then, like, there's never really any true conversation between the characters when they're joining the team. And then I have a really bad habit of not finishing games. But I know how it's supposed to end, where you're supposed to have, like, them fighting the big bad type of deal. And it's just like, so that makes it kind of a little bit more difficult. But the actual, like, the art style, the gameplay, the characters themselves, I really enjoyed Octopath, the first one. I never got around to playing the second one.
So the second one would really fix a lot of your complaints with the first one. First off, on PC, it just controls better. Somebody that actually has experience with PC game controls finally came into their studio and was like, look, we need to, like, streamline this shit because you have a billion keys on a keyboard to mess with. Stop trying to bind everything to 2 keys. But they have a lot more parts in Octopath Traveler 2 with the characters actually discussing with each other and talking about their stories and what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish. And where like they cross over a little bit. Because if you think about it, like these people would have like some crossovers in their ideals and their morals and where they want to go in life. Also,
yeah, because like, not asking for them to be buddy and have to be best friends immediately, but just like some sort of interaction, and then plop it within the team, and then carry on your merry way.
I also really like how they kind of mixed up the character traits a little bit for 2. Because one of the characters you get in the second one is a priest who is actually more of like a lawful evil character.
Ooh, that sounds right up my alley.
The way they did it is they basically I don't think they say this is specifically his role, but his concept is he's an inquisitor. He kind of goes in and he like messes with people like, are you against the church? Are you an agent against the church? And he gets really strict with it. But he's also just kind of an asshole in general.
Oh god, he's really my type then, fuck.
Yeah, like
maybe I just have to play it too for that reason.
One of the first things he does when you meet him is he goes up to like a priest girl or a nun, and he's like, I am going to need you to give me this stuff for the good of the church. And she obviously gives it to you because you're you're like a high inquisitor and everybody knows who you are. And then as soon as you turn around, the person's like, but we're not getting that for the church. He's like, well, I work for the church and I wanted it, so therefore it's for the church.
Oh my god. I love this man already.
I love his character so much.
Oh god, I know the first one, my favorite characters was I think it's okay, I'm gonna butcher their names, it's been a hot minute. And it was Cyrus and I think it was Alphonse.
Yeah.
Basically the wizard and then the apothecary. I really like those two a lot.
They were very strong.
I fully thought I was gonna like the thief a lot, because I have a thing for emo boys. But he didn't hit it the same as those two did.
Fair. Oh, do they have like just all the characters mixed in here? They do. Where is he? It's if you can see him here, this third one on the bottom is our evil priest boy.
Oh.
I love him so much.
He's a little bit more twinkish than what I prefer, but I mean, if he's evil enough, I'm sure I can be converted.
Yeah, he's great. So back to localizations. I'm sorry, chat. We're having fun talking about things. This is what you all signed up for.
It's related to Fire Emblem in the sense it's within the same kind of vein, but not, but still.
We're saying it's in the same genre. Deal with it.
And I haven't heard any bad things about a localization with the game, so...
Yeah, I think it was like in-house they did it, which isn't as bad. The only time you have to worry about an in-house localization is when it's Atlas. We could talk about that, chat. Do you guys remember Tokyo Mirage Sessions? Oh yeah.
So I use some...
The full name was Tokyo Mirage Sessions, #FE Encore.
That's a long fucking name. And with like the FE Encore, that sounds like saying Fire Emblem Encore.
Yeah, so Tokyo Mirage Sessions is technically a Fire Emblem game. It is also a Persona game.
But...
Have you never heard of this before?
No, I haven't.
In Japan, the actual name is Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. Because it was supposed to be a Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem collaboration game. What actually happened is Atlas forgot how to make Shin Megami Tensei games, so they just made another Persona game, basically. And then they didn't actually let Intelligent Systems, the people that make Fire Emblem, have any involvement in the project. So all of the Fire Emblem elements are the most basic bitch surface level things you have ever seen. And it's basically just like a weird Persona game. With nothing
It
else.
sounds like a dumpster fire.
Oh, it's a total dumpster fire. And it had so many like censorship issues. I wonder if they have just the picture of it. The first like big censor they did was the boobs. Oh yeah, of course they covered up her they covered up her cleavage. That was the first thing they changed. They put everybody in like much stricter outfits, even if the outfits just don't look right. There's gotta be a picture of the famous, like... Oh yeah. This was her original outfit, and then in English they just make it a giant black blur on her chest.
Didn't even try to actually, like, just redesign it. They just blurred it out.
Yeah. Just a giant black blur on her chest, and they called it a day. Oh, this is also where the, believe it or not, this game is where the term vagina bones comes from.
I've never heard of the term vagina bones.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
So this character, they have like to open up the game, they have a dance scene with it. And you can see like where her like pelvis is, normally, because she's wearing like shorts. But in English, they just erased like the lines denoting where her pelvis is. And somebody that noticed this posted a tweet that was something like they removed her vagina bones, and it went viral. And ever since then, people will occasionally mention, oh, they're just mad about censoring the vagina bones. It turned it into like a proper meme. Yeah, you can see it right here, just barely. Just
yeah, the little V thingy.
Yeah, they just removed it in the American version, just to erased it for no reason. There was so much unnecessary, stupid censorship.
I'm like looking at, well, I don't, I hate these people so much. Like, why can't you just let them be?
Yes, chat, they did re-release it, and the JP release still outsold it. Because what happened is that when they were making the re-release, they used the American version as the base, which had all the censorship in it. So the re-release version across every country is censored, because they use the American version.
That sounds like suicide.
What was funny is everybody thinks the Nintendo Treehouse censored it, because at the time it released, Nintendo Treehouse was on their shit where they were censoring everything. But Nintendo denies touching the game at all. Intelligent Systems, the guys behind Fire Emblem, denies touching the game at all. And Atlus has publicly admitted in interviews that they were the last ones to have hands on the game before it went out for a release. They won't admit that they censored it. They openly say they did not censor it, but they also admit they were the last ones to touch it before it got censored.
Sounds like they're just all pointing the finger at each other, but Alice is definitely getting the most likelihood.
Atlus likely censored it. And I think Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem was the writing on the wall to where Atlus was going to go in the future.
Now I'm curious to how much they censored the Persona 5 copy that I have.
So Atlus' excuse is the censor fairy did it. Yes, that is literally their excuse. And everybody, to be fair, it worked. To this day, people still blame Nintendo. And it's just because of the reputation Nintendo had at the time. But as far as I can tell, it's very likely that Atlus did it. Also, our guest is Amalgamate. You guys can't forget their name. It's such a creative name.
Thank you.
Here, chat, I will link you to their YouTube. Because I stream a lot more on YouTube. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, I forgot I popped out the chat. I'm dumb.
You're good. And
If
hey,
it's
if
Switch
you want some
Gen,
ASMR, if you want some political ASMR, watch the JD Vance video I released.
were you just moaning about JD Vance?
Maybe.
I wonder if I should play Tokyo Mirage Sessions on stream. Just so I can
minus
complain
with the
about it.
censorship, was it actually like a good game? Like minus censorship, minus the bastardization of both Fate and Persona and everything like that. Is it at least a good game? Or is it just a train wreck?
I personally don't think so. So the thing is, like, as a game, like, graphics-wise and story-wise, it's pretty generic. My problem is, like, the combat. Because it's always a big thing with JRPGs that sometimes they fall into this weird issue where it's, if everyone just hits their strongest attack, I will win. And there's, like, no strategy to it. And that's basically how this game was. It was, as long as I kept hitting strongest attack button, you would win.
Oh, that's gay.
Yeah. Like, there was one or two bosses I remember, like, I struggled with a little bit. But even then, like, okay, if I actually use some level of strategy, now there's suddenly a cakewalk again. Now, like,
Somebody
it shouldn't
brought
be that
Pokemon
way.
in my chat, and you know what? I'm not taking Pokemon slander. Fuck you. It's
What?
true, but fuck you.
What about Pokemon being ruined?
Oh, they're mentioning Pokemon being the hitting with the strongest attack and you win. I hate that they're right, but we don't talk about that. I like
They're
Pokemon
right
too
for the
much.
game, or like for the mainline story. For if you play online and you try that, you're gonna get fucked.
Oh yeah, but I don't play online. So,
That's fair.
I'm a pussy.
See, though, I would argue that battles are not actually the main mechanic of Pokemon. Because I think every game sort of has, like, its main mechanic, and you need to make that main mechanic feel good. I think Pokemon's main mechanic is actually catching Pokemon. I don't think it has anything to do with the battles themselves.
Honestly, that's probably much a good argument. I just like anything with elements, and like magic and stuff like that. Plus, get the cool designs. I have every single game I plan out pretty much what Pokemon would be adding in my team. And then I play, and I try to enjoy the story. Because my first Pokemon game I ever played was Black, and that's got an amazing fucking story. And by God, I've been disappointed since in the story in Pokemon games.
So I talked about this with my friend Dama the other day, but I realized that Pokemon has also kind of suffered from this, like, new fan thing, where they're chasing, like, a certain kind of fan, and I think it actively damages the games. And I didn't realize it till I was watching a YouTuber who was doing, like, a really specialized Nuzlocke, because sometimes I enjoy watching those. And he included some times where he would interact with chat, because it was, like, highly edited. But one time somebody asked him, oh, like, what's your favorite Pokemon game, and why is it Black and White and Black and White 2? Which, personally, I do think those are the two best Pokemon games, because they're the first ones that have, like, a continual story across the games, instead of just, like, we're telling the same story again, but now you have more stuff, as they normally do with the middle versions. And he just goes, yeah, no, I hated them. I think they're actually some of the worst Pokemon games. He's like, I never really liked them, and I always thought they were just bad, and the story didn't make sense. And I was like, you're the person. You're the reason we don't get more Black 2, White 2.
Oh, 100%. So, okay, I actually there we go. Here's a topic that I know a bit about. Okay, so my turn to rant. So I started with Black as my first Pokemon game when I was like 10 years old. I have since played many more. And with Black, it was supposed to be a soft reboot of the franchise. If you actually compare the Black and White Pokemon, and then compare with like Red, Blue, Green, then you see that there's a lot of actually similarities in their designs, which is kind of a complaint. It was basically trying to revitalize the series again. Platinum did a pretty good job, but Diamond and Pearl themselves weren't as the great, really. And they were also trying to get kids back into the series more, and that's pinned for a different day or a different time later. And so it's basically like a soft reboot. And a lot of people didn't like that because it was just like they just wanted a standard Pokemon game that wasn't just like similar to the beginning games, but also they had a lot of story involvement. A big gripe too was the fact that you could only just play with the Pokemon and the white and black Pokemon that from that generation until you actually beat the game. Then you have access to the previous Pokemon. They wanted all the Pokemon like in other games too. And personally, my belief is that's not a big deal because I play the new generation for the new generation of Pokemon and that experience. So I always purposely choose the generation of Pokemon that's brand new instead of just playing with the same Pokemon over and over again.
Yeah.
But then again, could be biased just because I started off with Black and I was blown away because I've always wanted to play a Pokemon game before. I finally got to, had an amazing story. N is my husband, fight me, and yeah, it was.
Well, you
great.
are a white girl, so.
Yes.
White girls fuck
then we get the X and
dogs.
Y. I actually have an emote for that.
So you are aware of the conspiracy theory that N is a Pokemon?
Yeah, one of the Zoras.
Yeah.
But that's okay. He's still hot. And the whole scene and the spoilers chat, the whole scene when the Ferris wheel, my 10-year-old heart was taken away.
Wish Pokemon had the balls of actually make a different game like Digimon does. So I actually think that's why Digimon will never be popular. Because Digimon refuses to knuckle down and actually try to improve on an idea, and they just keep skipping to constant new ideas. And while that makes every single Digimon game, like, somewhat unique in its own right, it also means that they never give themselves time to actually learn how to implement an idea very well. Ugh, losing my voice. So every Digimon game, no matter what it is always just kind of an average to low version of any other game in that genre. Because they just haven't given themselves time to actually learn.
Yeah, like Pokemon's got the formula down pretty fucking well. If arguably a little bit too well, because they do change things up. Mega Evolution, I know people have been begging for the fight to come back because it was such a good I mean, it's coming back in ZA, but like it's.
If it didn't, people would riot.
Oh yeah, well I mean it's ZA, so it kind of has to be since it's in Kalos. But like if people have been begging it ever since then, I thought it was the coolest shit too. Oh god, okay, so that X and Y are the one game that I haven't actually finished playing. I played a Pokemon game in every single generation. X and Y is one that I have not. I can't stand that fucking game, and for so many reasons, and it pisses me off because X and Y had such good potential. So much potential to actually be an amazing game, and they
never released Z.
half-ass scrapped and just, oh my god, yeah. Honestly, they should have done that. Like Diamond and Pearl were pretty rough around the edges, and Platinum helped patch it up. But like the X and Y desperately needed a Z because the story was ass. Those 5 friends need to go get a gun out and shoot themselves in Minecraft, and just like the whole.
People really don't realize like how bizarre X and Y was for Pokemon, because I think everybody has heard before that like X and Y wasn't like considered good. Like everyone's heard that, but they don't understand like how much of a unique case X and Y actually was for Pokemon, because Zygarde specifically has remained in like every game since then as a legendary, which is bizarre. He's been in Pokemon Go. He was in Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. They had an entire side quest related to collecting Zygarde cells.
I was so confused when I played Sun and Moon. I was just like, why are you here?
Yeah, like they keep bringing Zygarde back, but they just don't want to remember anything came out of X and Y other than Zygarde. And the thing is, I actually, when I played through X and Y, my only complaint was that it was short. For me, like, nothing else about it bothered me, so I was always so confused about why it was hated so much. Also, lore-wise, everybody from all of the main cast from X and Y are technically immortal. Or at least all the ones that were in Lysander's base. And they're not going to address that in Legends. I guarantee they're going to ignore it and pretend it didn't happen.
Honestly, I didn't finish that game, so I don't know all the details. I just know, obviously, we beat the bad guys and we win, and there's a nuke, and there's that old man with the floret that built the nuke that saved the world in the end and that kind of thing. So I was just like, this had so much potential. The story could have been amazing, and he watched it.
Yeah, so it's clarified through AZ that if you're the one that fires the nuke, you are technically immortal. Because it drains the life force of everything it hits, and it like puts it into you and basically makes you an immortal. Which is why AZ is like 3,000 something years old. So everyone in the room when the nuke was fired, because the nuke did get fired in X and Y, is effectively immortal, according to the game's lore. And they're not going to address that, even though it's really funny. I am told in the manga, they actually do address that and clarify that he is immortal. Specifically, Lysander is immortal, which is... Everyone needed more Lysander.
No. Yeah, it'd be funny if he shows up in ZA, though.
Yeah, they need to. I want them to address that.
I mean, if we're supposed to be stuck in the city and just exploring the city, maybe we'll find them deep into a tomb, hiding away.
Is it all in the city? Like, we go outside, right?
No, it's all stuck in the city.
Well, fuck.
Like, yeah, I'm excited for ZA, but I'm not at the same time. Just because, like, I want to go outside.
I want to see the rest of Kalos. Again.
So, at least that's my understanding of it. And, like, the rest of us looks pretty cool, but, like...
What was Lysander disgruntled about? He thought everybody was ugly as sin. That is unironically his motivation. He just thought people were fucking ugly.
I know, and I fucking hate that. I have so many gripes with X and Y. I know I haven't finished playing it, but like I've tried playing it twice, and I just the dialogue, the story is so insufferable. I can't get through it.
To be fair, as far as motivations go, he is not the most nonsensical one in the motivation. That would have
How would you put that to be?
Cyrus. As much as I love Galactic and I love Cyrus, Cyrus's entire motivation is, I'm kind of depressed, I want to delete everything and start over.
I thought he just hated the world.
Yeah, because he's depressed.
Yeah, but like if you hate the world, I feel like that's a better excuse than thinking everybody's ugly.
Did you know Cyrus is... Did you know Cyrus is supposed to be in his 20s?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I don't believe it. I mean, I know he's supposed to be, but I don't believe it. He looks like he's in his 50s.
Where's the Reddit post? Yeah, the Reddit post was Cyrus and Luzamine. Have you seen this before? Here, we'll share it in the chat. For people who have never played Pokemon, one of these is a 27-year-old scientist who just kind of hates their life. The other is a 40-year-old parent of two whose spouse is basically dead and whose children both ran away with their life's work. Guess who's who? Yeah, Cyrus is canonically 27 years old. And Lusamine is 40!
Oh my god. That depression hit him hard, I guess. It's like the lifespan.
I love this about Pokemon, because they just, like, skim over that so hard that he's 27. Meth, not even once. Also, yeah, no. Like, people criticize Lusamine a lot for going nuts. She kind of actually is fair for going nuts when you kind of lay everything out. Her children fucking suck and steal all her crap. Her spouse, she thinks is dead.
But yeah, doesn't he live on the island?
Yeah, he lives on the little island, and you go meet him, which means he can leave. He chooses not to go back to her. He's a literal deadbeat by choice.
Sun and Moon had a better story than X and Y, but it also wasn't great. Cause like, I remember being super excited for Moon. That's the one I got. Cause I was actually like, I loved Lunala. Like the design looks cool, the islands, all that fun stuff. And I got it for like Christmas or whatever. And I was out visiting family. We had like a 6-hour drive to one side of the family and a 6-hour drive back, and I managed to beat the game within the drive time, and I was super disappointed about how easy it was and how like just baby shit it was, like especially the beginning with like I know Pokemon always has these really stupid tutorials in the beginning like to introduce the kids, but like X and like that, Sun and Moon just like really just like kind of drove that home. I'm just like, oh my god, please stop. Why is this game so easy? This is ridiculous. I beat this with it less than 12 hours. So I was like genuinely surprised.
Because a couple people in chat asked, this was her husband. He's named Mon. He is the guy that runs Pokepalago in Sun and Moon, which is like the little island thing. It's implied heavily in this specific scene at the end of the game, but in the anime it's just like extremely explicitly like laid out that like, yeah, this is her husband. I just know nothing.
Thank you, Lord Hexworth, for the raid. Very much appreciated, my dude. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations.
Hell yeah, with a most noble raid. Hell yeah.
I will say, chat, totem Pokemon were a fantastic idea, and they actually did provide a challenge at times. And I kind of like not having the gym badges. I like the island challenge. I thought it was fun. They tried to redo it in Scarlet Violet, and they fucked it up.
Oh, Scarlet and Violet. I was actually excited for that game, because I consume Lislapa. Like fans was like, oh, it's a semi-open world Pokemon game. This is great. Once again, designs look pretty decent. Don't like the fact that we can't actually change our character design after all, but you know, and they kind of look ugly, but okay.
Oh yeah, the outfits look so fucking bad.
Oh god, they are awful. Oh god. But you know, Koraidon's cool and stuff. And then I go ahead and play it, and it's just like, I still like Pokemon a lot, but I'm suffering right now, like with how bad they botched it. Like, oh my god, I fucking hate. My biggest gripe with Scarlet and Violet was the fact that the gyms don't actually level with you, because you can go to any gym you want anytime, but they don't actually scale with your level throughout the game. So there's actually an implied route where to go, and that, like, what's the whole point of actually having like a semi-open world game where you can go into any gym that you want and it doesn't do anything? And then also the world is so empty. There's no treasure chests. I know there's supposed to be like Pokeballs, but there's still like there's very few Pokeballs. There's no caverns really to explore. There's nothing there except, okay, yeah, the landscape changes depending on which area of the map, but there's nothing there in that landscape to explore other than just earth or water. Like what is this? And then you actually go into the middle section of it, and I'm like, finally, maybe this is it, where we can finally explore a little bit more, because this looks like a cool place, right? Nothing. One trail to follow up and down, and you can't do anything. Like, what? Like, they fumbled this game so hard, so fucking hard, and I just, like, and like, I was one of those people saying, like, yes, they're trying to make Pokemon and with Breath of the Wild, this is going to be amazing. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah, chat. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the intended route you're supposed to do these gyms. Which if you're playing by yourself for the first time without any help, there's literally no indication. The only gym they tell you to go to is the first gym here, Cortando Gym. And they're just like, you should go here to start your gym challenge. And then after that, they just leave you. So what you're supposed to do is go left, loop all the way back to the right, then loop all the way back to the left, then just keep going up. But then when you get to here, Monteveno Gym, you're supposed to go all the way back to the ass end of the island, way down here. There's no indication you're supposed to go here at all. So I know a ton of people, this was their last gym, because they were like looking around to find the last one, and it's just like way the fuck out here for no reason. Also, would you like to know how horrible my game experience was with this?
Oh, how bad was it?
I did Cortando Gym first, obviously. Then I had to grind because I was just going clockwise, because I assumed clockwise that's the most natural way a place goes, or like a person goes. So I did Casacaraffa Gym next. So I was like, why are we jumping up from 15 to 30? What the fuck is this balance? And then I remembered I saw a gym down here, so I did number 7 as my third gym. And then I did 5.
Oh, no.
Then I did 6, 8, and then I was like, where are the other gyms? And I looped back down here, and I was like, oh wow, this grass guy has level 17 Pokemon. I think I accidentally went the wrong way.
Well, like, there shouldn't be a wrong way. If you're giving them an open world to go wherever the fuck you want after doing the initial gym as like your tutorial, then this shouldn't have been a problem to begin with. This is like basic fucking RPG elements to have some world scaling to go on with you. If it doesn't have to be exact level, the mathematical levels, just having more benchmarks where you hit certain levels and then the gyms max out. And if that means one of the gyms is like a level 100, then it's one of the gyms is a level 100. It is what it is. Like, it just like deal with it. Because I'm somebody who I don't really like grinding, but when it comes to playing Pokemon, I do grind a bit, especially because of the older days where you did have to have every single battle you want to fight for the later gyms. And so the whole entire time, this whole game was easy baby shit to me. Because like, I spent the whole entire time just fighting everything, then I get to a gym and it's like, oh,
you're super overleveled.
I'm overleveled again. Like, thankfully, I kind of was already spoiled on what gyms you're supposed to go to, because I got Scarlet for Christmas, so I had like a whole month between the release and Christmas to kind of figure out. So I didn't actually go the route it was supposed to, but I made sure that I did go to the artisan gym, the grass gym, and then I think then I went to Levincia, and then from there I just kind of fucked around.
Which is fair.
So
Chaos Smash for 2, have you tried Pokken Tournament? I have. I actually liked it a lot. I played Chandelure, which I don't know why it was in Pokken Tournament, but I'm glad it was. Sneaky Cats, thank you for the $50 super chat. Much appreciated. Yeah. And also thank you for the raid, Akko. Yeah, for those of you who don't understand like the Pokemon lore, Scarlet and Violet should have been a game where they actually implemented one of the things that come from both the anime and the manga. So it's explicitly mentioned in the... You watched the red and green anime they did, right? Where they tried to make it more like the original games.
I did not. I never really watched the anime.
So I might have to send it to you. Because one of the best spots is when he gets to Brock's gym, Brock asks him specifically, how many badges do you have? And he says, I don't have any. He says, okay, I'll get the 0 badge team. And he shows that every gym leader has multiple teams based on how many badges you have in order to make sure that it's fair for the trainers. They should have implemented this into specifically this game because of how it's designed. Pokemon Origins, thank you. Like, they've mentioned that this is a mechanic, and Pokemon Origins was based off the original Red, Blue, and Green games, so it would have been a perfect time to introduce that mechanic.
And then they didn't.
Yeah, they just chose not to.
Stupid. I have so many gripes with the Pokemon. Oh god. But real quick, thank you Sneaky Cats for the 10 gifted on Twitch, as well as Lord Hexworth for the 5 gifted as well, and Nukester for 5 gifted as well. So we got a lot of subby bubbies over here. Very much appreciated.
Nice.
And while I'm here, Zavithan the Author also donated 150 biddies. So, like, definitely got teamed up here. I like being gangbang, so this is fun. Thanks, guys.
Well, if there's only 2 people, it's more of a spit roast.
There's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, so it's a bit of a
we're
dog
getting
pile.
close to a gangbang. Yeah, we're getting there. We can probably maybe add some more people. Up that body count.
Pokemon is normie slop that Nintendo milks for money. Lately, yes.
Hello, I'm Normie.
When doing gym rematches, the first gym leader mentions that she constantly has to use her beginner team because most go to her first. She's relieved to use her more experienced team. What are you talking? They can't mention that in-game. I never did the gym leader rematches. If she actually says that, that just makes me angrier. Because that makes it very clear that they were aware of the lore and chose not to use it. That makes
You gotta
me
be
so
kidding.
mad.
That would piss me off too. I also didn't do the gym leader rematches as well. I think I did like one, just to like try it out. But like you fuck. Oh my god.
That makes me so mad.
Whatever Gen 11 is, or Gen 10, I forget which Gen we're on at this point. Whatever that one ends up being, swear to fucking God, I hope they learned their criticism of Scarlet and Violet. They probably won't, because they just print money by putting Pokemon there, and I will be one of those people giving them money, unfortunately. But, you know what?
See, in Emerald, it's not as much of a problem, though, because in Emerald, you are forced to go through, like, a certain route. Which is why it's never been a problem with past games, because they don't let you do gyms out of order. The game is designed so you have to do them in order. Except for,
Right.
I think, in X and Y, there are actually 2 gyms you can do out of order, because of the way the map is designed. But in, like, this, the game was made to explore, and they don't let you do the gyms out of order. I mean, they let you, but they don't, like, balance them.
It's a simple game mechanic that's been a part of games for over a decade for world scaling, and they just simply didn't do it, and they have no excuse. Like, I know a lot of people might like to mention the fact that the Game Freak Nintendo gives them like hard due dates. They have to release a game every 2 or 3 years. This is not enough time and that stuff. And I do think that is a valid reasoning, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still fucking dog shit. So. But my chat did bring up Legends of Arceus is pretty good. Yes, Arceus blew me away when I played that game, because I was just like, this is what Pokemon should be. It needs to be a little bit more open world and not divided into sections. But you know what? That's one small complaint, especially compared to how Scarlet and Violet turned out to be. Arceus was amazing, and that's the only thing really giving me hope for ZA, is that they can try to fix the stupid story of X and Y and basically make Arceus again, and that type of deal.
Do you want some random lore that you might not know about Pokemon? Like, specifically on the more technical side?
Sure.
Also, I also want to complain, so I don't know if you knew this or not, but Levincia Gym, which is Iono, the one that's the streamer, do you know, as of today, her city is still broken?
Really?
So, when you enter Levincia City, something loads in that causes a memory leak in the game. And it will constantly leak more and more memory until your game eventually crashes. It is only in her city, and they have never fixed it. So if you need something from her city, you have to get it, get out, and then restart your game. I don't know why they haven't fixed it yet.
It's been how many years since Scarlet Violet came out? Like, what, 3?
I think
Something
they just
like
don't
that?
care to fix it.
They probably don't. I don't remember my game crashing. It definitely lagged a shit ton.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it crashing, thankfully. So, but it doesn't change the fact that they just botched Scarlet and Violet. It's
People don't know exactly what causes
I don't hate it as much as X and
it.
Y.
I
But
hate it more than X and Y. I like X and Y better. I'm an X and Y defender. I will stand on that hill. I think they were fine. Probably because I played them a fuck ton.
maybe I'll replay it, especially since DA is supposed to be coming out, and I'm sure the story is going to be related to it in some way, shape, or form. But man, it's going to be a struggle getting through at least the first part of it, because I want to take that friend group is so insufferable. Like I just like, I'm not usually a dialogue skipper, but I will skip their dialogue, and yet they can't. There's like 5 of them, and they just don't ever shut the fuck up, and they're all so annoying with terrible personalities. And I'm just like, you guys need to stop. Can we go back to the single freaking rival again? I'm okay with 2 of them, like in black and white, that's fine. But why are there like 4 extras, and they're all useless and retarded?
So, my Game Freak knowledge, right, is have you seen this game before? And here it is, chat. Here's what I'm talking about.
I have not.
So, Game Freak has only done like a big hiring push for their employees one time, and they doubled their team size from 100 to 200. And what everyone thought they were going to do was now we were going to have 200 people working on Pokemon. Instead, what happened is they put the team of 100 they literally just hired working on the newest Pokemon entry, and their team of 100 veterans worked on this instead. And now they made a game called Little Town Hero. On Steam, it has 12 reviews, a very large game, and it is this is what it looks like. It looks beautiful. It did not go very well. People did not like it. Also, thank you, Telroth, for the 5 gift subs.
Why are Game Freak retarded? Why would you do with that? Pokemon's your bread and butter. Put at least the veterans on there, at least.
I don't remember.
Then again, the veterans turned into that, so I guess.
I don't remember what game the B team first worked on.
If the B team is worked on Legends, then the B team needs to be the A team.
I don't think there's necessarily specific confirmation.
They don't. Let's see.
It is known, though, that the B team was put on working with Pokemon, and the A team that was supposedly their bread and butter worked on Little Town Hero, and it just didn't work.
And both of them were shit.
Toby Fox did the soundtrack for Little Town Hero. I might need to listen to the Little Town Hero soundtrack. I actually think, though, that Game Freak is making Toby Fox worse at making music. So this might be a hot take, because I talked about this the other day, but you know Toby Fox made a lot of music for Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah.
And when I was playing it, I knew this. So I was trying to pick out what songs, I was like, this sounds like a Toby Fox song. Spoiler alert, I did not guess a single song he had made. Every song he had made just did not feel like his. The one song I was convinced had to be his was Penny's theme. Yeah, it wasn't his. Somebody else did that one. The only song he did in that game that I thought was remotely good was he did the Professor's theme at the end of the game. And even then, I don't think that song was nearly as good as Penny's theme.
Yeah, I remember that. I tried looking for his music too. I also couldn't catch it as well. So, like, Toby Fox can actually make some damn fucking good music, but
he needs to focus on Deltarune. Isn't that still on chapter 3?
I didn't even realize there's more than one chapter until relatively recently, because I've been out of the loop for so long. Because I think I watched somebody... Did I play the first Deltarune chapter? I can't remember. I remember we were watching or playing the first Deltarune chapter, and I was like, this is not as good as Undertale. But I'm excited to see what more comes, and then I just kind of forgot about it, because it takes forever. Which I get, you know, he it takes a while to actually, make a game, and that's fine. That's fine. But like, it just fell off my radar.
Apparently, as of a month ago, Chapter 4 is 98% done. Like, translation-wise. And there's an article that says Deltarune will be released once Chapter 4 is done. Toby Fox confirms. In a blog post, Toby Fox revealed development for Chapter 5 is taking longer than anticipated, with Chapter 3 nearly done, significant portion of Chapter 4 already complete. Fox announced that the new plan is to release Chapter 3 and 4 together and make the game purchasable. This is a slight change from Fox's original plan, where he revealed in 2021 he wanted to release Chapter 3, 4, and 5 concurrently.
This article is from October 31st, 2023, so it's a bit old now, so hopefully Chapter 3 and 4 are out by now.
I don't believe they are.
Oh, well.
There's no telling what's going on with Toby Fox.
I mean, to be fair, Nintendo's contracting him out to make music. I would probably prioritize Nintendo too, just because. But you think he would also be able to have a team together to make this easier as well?
His last status update was in 2022. Silk Song is gonna be out before Deltarune.
Silk Song had more time though to come out, but yeah, by this rate, yeah.
Oh, bro. I didn't realize that Deltarune was in this hole. I thought it was like close to coming out or something. And he had to add a genocide route to it because people really wanted a genocide route. Even though he said he wasn't going to originally.
I mean, people just like to kill things, so I mean, don't blame them.
Yeah, fair.
But still.
In Deltarune, it's called Snowgrave. There's a really good animation for it too.
I would say I need to play Deltarune then, but I also know there's no point. For me, there's no point playing a game that's not finished, even if I don't finish the game still.
Yeah. Will Heartbound come out before Deltarune? I don't know at this rate, because Thor's having some trouble lately. Have you seen that?
Isn't Heartbound the... Okay, that doesn't look like what I'm thinking of. I thought that there was a game somebody was trying to make based off the hearts that were in Undertale that already died. So.
Oh, you mean you mean this one?
Yeah, that looks familiar.
This one's already released. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's not all of them, so somebody I think is trying to do a different story with each of the different children that came before Frisk, because there should be 6 of them. And they start with Undertale Yellow, which I thought was pretty good, personally. It's a cool little game.
Nice. And that guy finished before Toby Fox finished Deltarune.
Yeah.
I mean...
but this
Deltarune seems like a bigger game, but still.
This one's Undertale inspired. It's called Heartbound, and it's by Thor or Pirate Software, who is the one that was in a bunch of controversy the other day.
I was gonna say, I was like, the name sounds familiar from the controversy, but I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff, so.
You might have seen his face.
He looks like a woman with the hair.
There's a lot of allegations swinging around him. Oh yeah,
I can understand.
So his first big controversy was somebody was pushing for a new law that would basically make it so if you abandoned a live service game, you had to basically make the files available for people to pick up the pieces when you abandoned it. which is something that's been talked about for a long time, because people complain all the time when like an MMO shuts down and there's no other way to play it because the servers are just gone and nobody has the files and you just lose everything.
Yeah, and you spend a bunch of money on it and it's gone.
Yeah, and this guy, and this was actually a law that was making it through Congress, was pushing for an abandonware law that would make it so they had to either make a fully playable offline version to release, or they had to release the source code so other people could make their own servers for it. There were a couple parts to it. A lot of people only focused on the offline version. There was also a thing in there about like if it was a MMO, like you could release the source files so people could make their own servers. There were a couple different options you could choose from. And Thor got very mad at him for some reason and said that it would cause an undue burden on game developers to make a game that is fully playable offline after they close down service. And he like did this whole big long video where he doesn't like actually bring up any points. He just constantly complains to him like, oh, it would cause such an undue burden, it would be so unfair, like nobody would ever want to make games again if you had to do this. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like, that doesn't make any sense. I get it's gonna cause more issues for the company. If they're already closing down the servers, chances are they probably don't have enough money or time, whatever their excuse is for that. So that could cause a problem. I could see that argument. But when people have spent money and time on your live service game, you don't it's a good thing to not shut down the servers, even if they're offline, because then you don't have to pay for the servers anymore. Just let people play the game. Man, I'll be ever upset if Genshin ever goes offline, because who?
How is undue burden as all the dev versions of online games are offline versions? Yeah, so realistically, this would be very easy to do. It actually is. Restream bot is not an actual person. Yeah, so the Restream bot just connects my Twitch chat and my YouTube chat, so you guys can like all see each other. Government forcing you to give out your creation is shit. It's only forcing you to give out your live service creation that people have paid for to the people that paid for it. Which I personally don't have a problem with. Like, it's not forcing you to give it away to everybody. It's like, these specific people paid for it. You need to give them a version that they can play now that you're shutting down the servers. Because they still paid for it.
Yeah. And at least if you do the offline server, then you don't have to worry about giving out your own open source code. And like, the open source code, I can see that being more of an issue. Because it's basically just like the commenter said, just giving it out. But if it's just leaving an offline server, then that solves the problem on both ends. Or somebody else in my chat said just make the game pay to play. It's that easy.
That's what the Mega Man game did. Have you ever seen it's called Mega Man X Dive? This was a gacha game, and after they shut it down because it wasn't making enough money, they just released it on Steam as like a buy-to-play game. It's $30. It's basically a big Mega Man collection game where you can collect all of the characters in it without like paying anything. It's just a one-time purchase and you got the game. People loved them for it. Like, you can see it's very positive.
Yeah, that seems like a good, easy solution, too. I just...
And for them, it just makes them more money. Like, people are buying it after the game is technically over.
Right. The only thing I would be worried about is, like, in a case like this, where if it was a gacha game, then how much money would you spend on the polls to get those characters, versus how do you get characters now when you just buy the game solo?
Yeah.
is probably cheaper. So those people who did lose out on money, it's kind of in a way unfair to them. But at least you can still play the game that you love, and that's better than just losing money and then not being able to play the game at all.
See how things like that are plausible without government intervention? I mean, an accessibility ramp for your business is also plausible without government intervention, but there's going to be a billion businesses that aren't going to do it because they don't care, and then you just have a bunch of people that can't enter the business at all. Like, that's the thing. Everything is plausible without government intervention, and personally, I wish we could do most things without government intervention. But with certain things that are, when you get to like a small enough population size where the cost doesn't outweigh the benefit, people just don't do it. And that's just kind of the reality of the world. Because regardless what everyone thinks, the world kind of sucks. The people in it kind of suck too. That's just life.
Like, I hate the government with a burning passion, but I also hate corporations too. And unfortunately, the only thing that can really keep corporations in check is the government. So you need some sort of regulation in there. And this wouldn't be that bad if, of course, nothing else is also snuck into with that bill. It's worded correctly, screw over the player, that kind of deal. Because, like I've already said, like, I've put more money into Genshin than I would like to ever admit. I will never admit. And if that game ever gets shut down, then, well, there goes all the money I spent into a burning pile for no reason. So, be nice to actually have something and just to keep it alive.
Yeah. Also, this is a random thing. I actually learned this today. So, I don't know if you've seen me talk about this before, because I talk about it a lot with Akko, but I'm very interested in, like, both law and psychology. So I'm always reading up on, like, laws and stuff, and looking into, like, what new stuff is coming down the pipeline and how it's being applied. But even I didn't know, and I guess I should have known, that, sometimes you go up to a business and you don't see, like, a wheelchair ramp or anything like that. It's like, I always thought this was, like, a requirement with the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. Apparently, there's actually a provision in the American with Disabilities Act that if it would cause an undue financial burden to your business, you just straight up don't have to obey it. Which I was actually unaware that was in there, but that makes sense.
I wonder how that can be abused. I feel like that has been abused before.
They have to have a... So, like, if you buy a business, and it only applies when, like, you first buy a business, to my understanding. So, if I go out and I buy a building, and I'm going to renovate it to be more in line with, like, what my new business is going to be, if updating it to ADA regulations would cost more than 10% of my total renovation cost, I don't have to do it.
Okay, then. Did not know that.
Yeah, I was actually completely unaware this provision was, like, slid in there.
I was like, I mean, that's kind of good for them, of sorts.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the business to go in the hole just by starting up, so...
It's definitely more for, like, mom and pop shops.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for a lot of places,
nice.
It just doesn't matter, because most places just do have accessibility ramps now. It's really just old buildings. It's like because when I saw this conversation happening and I had to look up the law, somebody also mentioned how, like, your ATMs have Braille on them for blind people. And somebody was like, this is like this would cause, like, an undue burden on some people. And somebody was like, no, it wouldn't, because literally every ATM has Braille on it. Like, every new one that's made does. So for a lot of the ADA stuff, at this point in time, it no longer matters. Because so much of it is already just inbuilt that you don't, like, if you're paying for it at all, it's already ADA compliant.
That makes things a lot easier then, at least.
Yeah. I know this is boring, but I'm like a law dork.
No, you're fine. Learn something new every day. just when you get to the numbers, that's when I'm like, oh,
Your eyes just glaze over?
Just like, uh, so instead, it's unfortunate, but you also look at some of the costs in the cities for just getting permits, not counting the ludicrous costs of a contractor doing the work. Yeah, from what I do know about that stuff, man, the regulations and everything that involved with starting a business and just doing anything really just get way too crazy, way too fast.
Yeah, I actually I have a bone to pick with like permits for stuff, because I think most permits are just intentionally there to prevent people from starting a business. I've heard them described as like mafia tactics, basically.
Really? Are they really that bad?
For a lot of businesses, the people that are on the permit approval board are other businesses in that same field. They're not like independent elected officials. They are selected individuals from within the field itself. So you have to go petition a board of people who you will be competing with to give you a permit to do business in the same field as them. And obviously, most of the time, they're going to say no. Because they don't want more competition in their field.
How is that legal? I feel like that shouldn't be legal at all.
The people determining if you can even participate are your competition. Cool. Exactly.
Like that how I don't understand how that's allowed. Ugh, hate so much.
It causes a lot of problems.
To prevent competitions. Yes, I'm learning, unfortunately.
I learned for some reason this specific problem is extremely bad with locksmiths. I don't know why specifically locksmiths, but apparently with them it is extremely bad.
I mean, I don't know how often the locksmith industry is really used, so I imagine they definitely want to keep down the competition a lot.
Yeah, I think it's both locksmiths and towing are really bad about it. You should see what they do to federal employees who need professional permits. I don't sympathize with anyone who's a federal employee. You're all feds. Inherently makes all of you bad.
I probably should tell you that then.
These permits are not on a will distribute basis where anyone willing to pay the fee can get the permit. No, there is typically a licensure board that you have to petition to get your permit. And a lot of time, the people on the board are the same people you would be competing with. Because, like, obviously it's in their best interest to get on that board, because then they can just deny people that could compete with them.
That should change, in my opinion, but I don't think it's a high priority on either side of the party spectrum, so...
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It's really more of a problem in big cities where there are so many people. In small towns, sometimes you get this problem, but a lot of times they're like, I can just kind of approve whoever because their business either isn't going to last because there's not enough people, or they're really not going to take any business from me because we're like the only two frickin' people in the entire county that do this job.
Mm-hmm. Permit boards are like HOA boards. That...
I hate HOAs. I'm always because I rent my place. I'm always terrified that the landlord will sign us up for an HOA. Because they seem like the kind of person that would think it was a good idea.
I mean, they haven't done it yet, so that's good at least, but
I don't think anyone on my road wants to. Honestly, the only reason I would even I would never sign up for one, but the only reason I would even consider one is my neighbor has 2 floodlights pointed at my house. Then again, I also just have a pistol under my bed. I was kind of thinking of taking some shots at them.
I was thinking getting some blinds or something along those lines to help,
I have blackout curtains, but like some of it slips through. They leave them on all night, chat, facing directly at my bedroom window.
Have you ever talked to him about it? Be like, hey, maybe
They don't speak
not have this at my
English.
window? Oh, well, they need to be deported then. Got it. Cool.
What's worse is they're never home. Like, their car is just... their car is never in their driveway. I have no idea who lives there. Like, I've seen, like, a couple people in and out of the house. And then once every month, their very long driveway, because we're kind of out in the country, are completely filled with cars, and they're having a massive bonfire in the backyard. And then the next morning, every single one of them is gone again, and the house is empty for another month. I have no idea what's happening over there.
They're just renting that place out, like, as their little weekend getaway.
I mean, I guess. Then turn off your fucking floodlights. Nobody's even there to see what's outside.
Somebody recommends a slingshot since rocks are a thing. That way you know, don't get any liability for that one.
True. I don't know. I could always blame it on the other neighbors, because the other neighbors like shooting their guns early in the morning.
Yeah, but then, like...
everybody kind of knows it.
You know, where... It also depends on, like, where they're actually at, because then you have to worry about where the sound came from, the direction of the bullet. You know, those little things that the police will unfortunately investigate. But if it's a rock, then you can just say that it got... somebody drove down the road and it just flew up somehow, or, you know, a bird came by, something along those lines. So
why not put them on a timer or something? So I think they're motion activated, but the timer from when it starts looking for motion is so short that it actually detects the light going off as a change in motion, because every once in a while the lights will turn off and blink right back on immediately. Like, it's literally like they just blinked. That is my only explanation for how it works. If they have floods, they probably have cameras that see you do it. Maybe. Maybe I can hide on my roof.
Do an ice cube first.
And what?
Do an ice cube first. Yeah.
What, you mean hit it with an ice cube?
Yeah, I would maybe that, like an icicle, you know, like an icicle to the chest. That way you don't,
I think they're saying that because it wouldn't melt. Like, I could break a light with an ice cube, it wouldn't melt, and there'd be no evidence.
Right. Or you can call ice too, whichever one, because both my chat's talking about calling ice. So.
You know, sometimes I open Twitter and I'm like, why did I open Twitter? Very top of my For You page is another VTuber, and they say, you're telling me Bad Dragon released a Monster Hunter themed toy and it's made for men.
Is that real?
I'm going to the Bad Dragon website right now to double check.
Priorities.
Well, I mean, I've got like 1 or 2 Bad Dragons already.
I could add mine to the mix. I never use it. Opening Twitter. First mistake.
Is it this one? Thorntail Wyvern? I don't know, I can't tell. I don't see anything particularly new on their site. Then again, I don't really know their site very well. I'm guessing it's this, this Mila one. Mila the Thorntail Wyvern.
At least it's Smeagol, and I'm like, what do you mean they made a Smeagol version of that dragon?
What is this? If you buy a Mila, you get a mini Mila? What does that mean? What's the mini one for? Is that just like in case you have a micro?
Maybe for a friend.
Hey, bro. I got you a bad dragon masturbator.
A figurine, maybe. Oh my god.
Wyvern means monster hunter more than likely. Wyvern has multiple meanings, chat. If it's for men, can you install it into the life-size Gardevoir doll? You saw the life-size Gardevoir, right?
Yes, uh-huh. Did you buy one?
No, they're like $300. And the shipping's like another $200 because it's from Japan.
No excuses. Must commit to the bit.
Yeah, so the Gardevoir plush is $449.
I mean, I didn't get one. I have no clue where the fuck I would put it. I guess I could put it by the window and have it just staring out into the distance. So every time people drive by, they're like, what the fuck?
I mean, I could put it in the trunk, but I'd have to remove the woman in there first.
I have a ditch out back if you want to use it.
No, the woman stays in the house. Canonically, the Gardevoir is taller than the version of Mizu.
Still cheaper than a mail order bride.
So, my dad and mom worked at the same place, and their boss has had 5 mail order brides. They stay with him until they get naturalization, and then they dip. And apparently he isn't too bothered by this. I think he just likes being able to trade them out every once in a while or something. Because he's on his, like, 5th one. That's like that's the only thing I could assume, is that he just likes trading up every once in a while.
Holy shit! I didn't realize people like legitimately did that. I mean, obviously some people did it, but like, seriously?
Yeah. Dude gets a new model.
and then they get their naturalization. I guess they're both happy.
Yeah, and then they just leave and he
Treats
buys
it like
a new
leasing
one.
a car. Report that man for trafficking.
I mean, everybody wins. He gets a new young foreign bride, they get naturalization and get to leave him, and he doesn't care.
Use her like she's stolen.
True. Also, hi Lum Lum. I hope you had fun with yours. Imagine keeping an old model woman.
Just get younger and younger as the years go by, starting with like 25, then 23, then 22, then 21. Now we're at 19, barely getting there.
If my wife doesn't have the Benjamin Button disease, she's not the one for me. She's got to get younger.
Oh no, you're gonna make the Twitter people upsetty again.
Oh, they're always upsetting. I was, because I read through like a call-out document that was made on me the other day, and some of the images in it from my Twitter were just some of the greatest jokes I had ever made on Twitter before.
Such as?
Have you ever watched Scott Pilgrim, or do you know what Scott Pilgrim is?
I know what Scott Pilgrim is, I never actually watched it.
So, Scott Pilgrim, the character, is an adult, but in the series, when we first meet him, he is dating a 17-year-old Asian girl called Knives Chow. And people who had just, like, it was right when the new Scott Pilgrim animated TV show came out, people were just now finding out about the Knives Chow thing, and they were trying to cancel Scott Pilgrim for being a groomer on Twitter. So I just made a joke. I posted a pinup drawing of Knives Chow that one of the comic creators had made, and I said, "Oh, so you're telling me this Scott Pilgrim guy has an underage Asian mail order bride? Hello, base department, man of the year."
Oh my god.
People got so mad at that tweet, and I thought it was the funniest thing.
It's fucking hilarious. And it's also funny too, because Scott Pilgrim was like one of the quintessential Tumblr like fandoms as well back in the day. So the fact that like the tides have changed, so like the same people, but like the culture has changed so much, but like, they treat it like that. It's just funny to me, to say the least.
I'm assuming you've seen the song "Scott Pilgrim Ruined a Generation of Girls."
Maybe.
I know it's not copyrighted, so we could play it for chat if you want to see
Hell
it.
yeah. I was more in the Homestuck, that side of Tumblr, so.
Alright, chat. Hope you guys that have never heard this song are excited.
I'm scared. Oh, I'm getting some fucking flashbacks.
She's a teenage dream if you hate yourself.
No audio's coming through my side. Give me a second.
Oh. Sorry, here. There we go. It should have audio come through now for you. Can you hear it?
Yep, there we go. Yep. Just a bit quiet.
That's as loud as it let me go.
That's fine.
Communism is the way to go. She's a whore, a dime a dozen Jezebel. Low-right mind and SSRIs, 1,000 yard stare for all those guys that you fucked and sucked before you came along. Retarded views on politics, likes to listen to shitty music. She drinks and smokes and toasts out of a dirty bong. She saw Ramona Flowers and felt so empowered by a movie made in Hollywood. It's sad to think she's someone's daughter, like a lamb to the slaughter. But honestly, I'd still hit if I could. BPD and ecstasy, 30 years old but acts like she's 16. Likes to go to shows cause she's so fucking cool. Bright-eyed hair but dead inside, Plan B lifetime supply. She's a whore, a hole, gave head since middle school. Only pedophiles in denial, think she's anything worthwhile. Her infertile lifestyle drive you wild. She's an alcoholic loser bitch that likes to listen to shitty music. She drinks and smokes and cokes and chokes on dick. She saw Ramona Flowers and felt so empowered by a movie.
It's a song of a generation.
Like, the PTSD I'm getting from seeing all this crap from back in my Tumblr days is just crazy. Like, I was heading down that path, and luckily I saw the light, but oh god, those women got one-shotted.
People got so mad about this song because I think it hit them pretty close to home.
Because they just copy pasted. They all look the same and all act the same. Tell them it's an entertainment zone and we should not have released it.
And honestly, I think the most true part of that song is right at the end where he says, "I'd still hit if I could."
Exactly. I mean, some of those girls are still pretty enough, but like, you might get an STD from it.
You admit it, chat. You'd still hit. Oh. Yeah, no, Ramona Flowers ruined a generation. Yeah, if you ever watch Scott Pilgrim, it is like ground zero for the media literacy crowd. Because the entire point of it is both Scott and Ramona are shitty people. And everyone came away from it with, oh, Ramona needed someone better. Like, you know, she deserved a king, not Scott.
Didn't she have like 7 boyfriends or something like that?
Yeah, the entire point is that Ramona Flowers is just using men to get what she wants. And that she's a shitty person that just left like this trail of broken hearts behind her because she saw people as disposable. And it's supposed to be like part of her thing that she's supposed to like actually knuckle down and be like, you know what? No, Scott, we can like work on this and we can like maybe actually work through our problems instead of running away. And then Scott's thing is supposed to be like he needs to grow up because he sees relationships as like a game and he doesn't take them seriously. Chaos Smash for 2, all those girls look like blobs of slop. Everybody did start emulating Ramona. Decent. Yeah.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, chat, at the end of the day, Ramona Flowers was hot. Did you know Brie Larson was in that movie?
She was.
Yeah. She is a girlfriend to a vegan guy. And she sings a whole song. But yeah, she is she's in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
She just kind of popped out of nowhere and you know, Captain Marvel, so I have no clue where she came from.
Yeah, no, actually in Scott Pilgrim she was fine. I don't know how we ended up like where we are now.
She was in Scott Pilgrim, so
fair.
And the path was already laid down.
If you ever get a chance, I would recommend watching Scott Pilgrim just because some of the stuff in it is insane and really fun.
I'll have to write that down for my movie night on my server. I feel like that would be an experience to deal with.
Scott Pilgrim was the first, I would consider it the first good video game adaptation. Ramona was the town bicycle and Scott was the man baby that wanted not just to ride the bike, but own the bike.
But somebody else needed the bike better than he did. That's fine. The world happiness increased by 1 level.
Chris Evans was in it. Yeah, wasn't Chris Evans the performer or the movie star in it? Yeah. He was.
At least he's hot. God, maybe that's how she got her in for Captain Marvel then.
There were a lot of people in this movie. Although this movie typecast Michael Carrera, or Michael Cera, however you're supposed to say his last name, as the whiny bitch boy, and he would never escape that trope. No matter how much they tried to get him out of it. They refused to include Negascott.
He looks it.
To be fair, Negascott was at the end of the movie, although he was used as a gag character.
Knives was a good little fold-up scooter you could fit in your backpack.
Oh, yeah. It's wild to think how he, like, used to look. Because I almost forgot that was him.
He's still hot.
Yeah.
So, I think he looks hotter now, actually.
Here, we're gonna have my woman moment for the day. So, I actually do have a man crush on a Hollywood actor. Would you want to guess who it would be? It's a big famous person.
Oh god, I don't know actors that well. Big famous. Like American famous or British famous?
I would say American famous. He does have a bit of an accent, though.
Lordy and high. Who's the guy who plays Thor? He said big, make it popular. I just
Isn't
go
that
something
Chris
basic.
Hemsworth, I think?
Yeah.
Because I remember in MCU, there's like 5 different Chris's for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know. So some basic bitch, one that everybody likes to, you know.
I could tell you
but
for
then
a
again,
fact.
you're pretty unusual.
I could give you guys a while. I don't think any of you would ever guess who it was. Because it is such an out there man crush.
Of course it is with you. I already know what your thing you would do. So
It would be this one.
who is he and why?
You don't know Jason Statham?
No,
He's
I
a
don't know,
transporter.
I know, like,
he was
5
in
actors.
Death Race.
I haven't seen like any movies before. I listen. For you and your chat, I grew up underneath a rock. I was only allowed to watch Disney movies and PBS Kids. Wasn't allowed to play video games for a very long time, and I was only allowed to play Zelda and Pokemon. Like, I don't know anybody.
Yes, he's in Crank and he's in Expendables. Look, Jason Statham is my man crush. Also, I didn't say he was an American. I said he was. They said, is he an American actor? By that I meant like in American movies. Why the Transporter? The Transporter was a good movie. All of them were. Fight me. I don't care what anyone says. It had a better opening than Baby Driver. Fuck you.
So what do you find attractive of him? He's bald.
That's not a problem for me. That doesn't bother me. What do you not find attractive about this chiseled hunk of man meat?
He's bald. Full offense, sir. He's bald out there.
I don't know.
I'm kidding. Sort of.
Mizu, you say I was sheltered? What do you mean? How am I sheltered? What does this have to do with
She
me
means
being
herself.
sheltered?
She means herself.
Is Jason Statham a vegan now? I refuse. I don't think you can cut like that as a vegan. Unless you're vegan gains and you're on steroids. And deny being on steroids. Does vegan gains still get views? What is his channel like now? Well, that about explains
Deleted. I heard of this dude before. I do not know the lore.
Where is he? Yes, this guy. So he's a vegan bodybuilder.
I feel like that's a contradictory statement.
Yeah. So he's kind of like a bitch. Like, he gets angry, he fights with people a lot about how, like, you know, you can be vegan and you can be a massive bodybuilder and whatnot. And just, like, realistically, you can't. And he constantly cites this, like, huge power lifter as, like, his inspiration for why you can be vegan and be a huge bodybuilder. And then a bunch of people kept pointing out to him that the guy he was talking about had been exposed for, like, being on literally every steroid known to man. Multiple times. And admittedly, like, as a vegan, he is pretty ripped, right? Like, this is up top left here is an actual picture of him. So, like, for somebody that only eats vegan, pretty ripped.
Is that even possible to do without steroids? Be that ripped?
People believe he is on steroids.
I was gonna say that does not look natural at all. That one is grotesque and disgusting, and two, it doesn't even look natural. It looks awful.
Can we talk about the fact that he's live streaming right now and he has as many live viewers as me?
Oh, that's rough. We should stream snipe him.
Like, it's I've started to notice this, but some YouTubers have tried to get into live streaming, and it is just not working for them. And I'll look at like how many people watch their live streams, and it's the same amount of people that watch me. I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
It's
Hang
just
it
this
up
one-
at that
they-
point.
They made their content for that niche, and they're trying to expand, but easier said than done.
Yeah. He's a wild dude. Also, I've seen
So what?
because he looks big, but I've seen pictures of him next to like bodybuilders that eat meat, and they make him look like a tiny little man.
I hate to imagine anybody bigger than he, because he already looks too much.
Yeah, I think most bodybuilders are too much though. Mostly like the power weightlifters, I think, are the big ones. Yeah, like the proper like Mr. Olympian looking people. Is this an old one?
That's
I like that she has like one plate on either side.
but she's a 7-year-old one power lifter. Encourage other women to weight train, because
Yeah.
gotta be inclusive to women to weight train.
For me, it was weird to learn that power lifters actually have a build more like this than like the muscle you normally see. Like they almost look fat, but it's all just like muscle.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me, because it does, especially like with the chest and the stomach area. That looks like that's fat. Obviously, they have to have some muscle underneath it, but like I don't understand the anatomy that goes into it that they look like that.
Yeah, power lifters typically have like this more like thick build for some reason. The one that
Maybe just
everybody
focus on
likes.
everything on the arms.
Yeah, the one that everybody likes to think about is the ones that like the show off ones, the Mr. Olympia kind of stuff where they're just showing off their muscles. Weight training combats osteoporosis, so probably not a bad thing for older women to do. Fair enough. I forget, what's osteoporosis?
Isn't that something with your bones?
Osteoporosis. Weakens the bones.
Yeah.
Well,
I know things sometimes.
Isn't that you just drink milk then? Remember milk builds strong bones, chat?
Government propaganda.
Apparently that is government propaganda. Apparently the whole pyramid is government propaganda.
Yeah, and same with the whole got milk thing. There's a whole reason why it was so pushed so hard.
I don't care. Milk tastes fucking good.
Then why are you so short?
Because I want to be. It's cute. It's part of my sex appeal.
Cute is not a sex appeal.
It is for some people. I
That's true. I shouldn't kink shame.
want to find the milk tumbler post to the vegan. Because there's like a post where this vegan goes off on people that drink milk, and somebody just replies with a picture of a cow drinking milk and says, slurp, milk is good. And the person sends like another essay flipping their shit. And the guy replies with something that's actually more normal. And he edits the cow meme to say, actually, what you sent was very informative, and I did not know that's how the milk industry worked, but you're also extremely insufferable and acting like an asshole right now, so, slurp, milk is good.
That sounds like Tumblr, yeah.
Milk also makes you
God.
grow, Mizu Elric. It's just
Raw
funny.
milk is better for you. Pasteurized milk is bad for you. I don't know. I don't drink milk because milk makes me shit my pants. So
Oh,
I
you're
pass on
lactose
it.
intolerant.
I IBS to be correct.
Oh,
So
skill
everything
issue.
makes me shit my pants technically. Yeah. So but milk is the worst. One of the worst.
Oh, so this came up like a couple months ago, but there's a YouTuber who was like kind of scrolling through studies like from the past, and she found a study from like the 1960s that basically said that lactose intolerance was a skill issue, and that if you ate dairy in like specific increments, you could train your lactose intolerance out of your body. So she decided to try it because she was heavily lactose intolerant, and within a month, she had trained her lactose intolerance away following this study.
I saw that, and I don't want to risk the toilet. I'm good. Like,
But
it's fine. I
Slurp milk
live.
good.
Nope, I don't even like milk that much. Like, I eat ice cream. And I just deal with the consequences of that. But other than that, I'm content. I could live without pretty much most of milk in my life. So
That's every lactose intolerance person with pizza. Every single one is just like,
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
just live with the consequence.
oh my god. Sometimes my dad gets Papa John's, and I'm a slut for Papa John's. And oh my god, I eat that in a half an hour to an hour. Yes, I am. As one of my chatters is saying, make your toilet your friend. Exactly.
Papa, give me your pizza. I love the Papa
Yes,
John's
I'll die.
pizza.
Oh, they're so fucking good. You can taste the sugar in the pizza sauce, but it's still so fucking good.
Someone called that lady a shitter and she took it personally. Yeah, Papa John's I think is the best of the pizza places if we're talking about taste. If we're talking about like taste to quality to price, it's Little Caesars. Fucking love Little Caesars.
No, I don't like that. Tastes like cardboard.
It is hot and it is ready.
It is cardboard, and I'll pass.
It is hot and
there's
it
only
is
one
ready.
pizza place I'll eat at is Papa John's. So, like, listen, if I'm gonna be a fat ass, I'm gonna be a picky fat ass. If I'm gonna be gaining 5 pounds from my meal, it has to be fucking worth it. Papa John's is worth it.
Fair.
And they actually have really good wings, like, unironically. Maybe it's because where I'm at, but Papa John's actually has the best wings that I've been to, and I've tried multiple wing places before, and which is very unfortunate because they're not that great, but they're still the best.
It's hot and it's ready, just like Mizu. No, chat, we saved that for the other channel. We have to
However,
be
if somebody's saying
appropriate.
Domino's in my chat, you get the fuck out of here. You're banned now. No, Domino's does not belong here at all.
I don't know what it is about Domino's, but I really don't like whatever they put on the crust. It makes the crust taste weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think my thing is I don't like flat. Okay, I was gonna say flat pizza. I meant like when they're just super thin crust
Oh, that's awful.
overall. Yeah, it just like because my dad had a whole Domino's kick for a little bit because he kept on getting like coupons and things. And so I was like, I don't like Domino's, but you know, pizza's pizza. I'll at least have a bite. I had 2 bites. I'm like, this is disgusting. Literally like the worst pizza I've ever had. That's saying something because Pizza Hut sucks too, but Domino's took the cake.
Look, the base of my pizza, the underside of it, has to be thick enough that if I hold it by just the crust, it looks like a penis at half-mast. If it looks flaccid, the pizza doesn't work for me. It's got to be at half-mast.
Respect.
And the Papa makes my pizza how I like it. Papa knows me.
Oh yeah, get that stuffed crust in there too.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Stuff it, Papa.
I like it nice and deep, nice and cheesy and gooey. Deep
Chub
inside.
at minimum, exactly. Chat, you know what you signed up for. I'm gonna make everything you enjoy sound very homoerotic.
I'm not a YouTuber, by the way.
You will be. We'll make it happen. Chat, if you get my channel to 100,000 subs tonight, we will open the Amalgamate Fansly.
No. I will never do that. Listen, I might be an ethot, but I'm not gonna do it fancy.
Hey, look, 100,000 subs is a lot of money. We can split it.
Tempting. I have a feeling Bull wouldn't like that.
Bull already doesn't like mine, but I do it anyways.
Yeah, then you're gonna piss him off even more.
I can't tell if I hate this or just coping. I wonder how many people's almonds you're activating right now. He's right, what the fuck? Exactly, chat. Everyone knows what I mean. You don't want to know what I mean, but you know what I mean.
You know, I guess you kind of are selling me on this. Take my titties for free money, I'll take it. I already do it anyways, right? You know? It means you can trade you around the clock for the job.
You and It's a Gundam would be a perfect comedy duo. I could see that. I haven't watched any of his stuff for a hot minute, though. Last I checked, he was beefing... Was he beefing with Pokemon, or was it someone else? Well, he was making fun of her.
Pokemon was years ago.
Look, I don't keep up with famous people. Famous YouTubers.
Yeah. I've never actually watched It's a Gundam before, so it's okay.
Fair. The only YouTubers I keep up with are Let's Game It Out, because his videos are fantastic, and I recommend everyone go watch him. He's my favorite YouTuber. And CV11. Mostly because I watched his whole Postal series, and that was my only exposure to the Postal series.
Never heard of any of those people. I stay on the political side of things.
I will send you Let's Game It Out later. I think you might enjoy him from just like a comedy perspective.
That'd be nice. I do need to find more people to make me laugh.
But chat, I think we've kind of gone on long enough, I think. What do you think, friend?
Yeah. I'm just here along for the ride. We can go as long as you want.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah. Multi-use.
Start the spit roast, chat.
That's a fantasy I would love to enjoy one day, but alas, my values say otherwise.
My values.
I gotta prepare myself to be a traditional housewife, stay-at-home mom that can, homeschool the children. And spit roasting is not the best way to go for the career path.
It's
It's very tempting.
It's okay. We make devices to help with that these days. You don't need another person.
Ooh. Surely that'd be expensive, though.
It depends on what you get. Amalgamate Legal Mindset collab, maybe? We haven't had Legal Mindset on in a while. I don't know if we'd have anything for him to come on for. It was fun when he showed up, though. That was good. Honestly, I'm surprised he took notice of our small little podcast. I think we only had like 1,000 people watching at that time.
Yeah, that's cool. I know he hangs around the VTuber community a lot, so... I mean, and you guys do pretty much make waves for yourselves. Good and bad, so... Well, when you're drama tubers, it kind of happens.
Well, you know what? They can complain about it all they want. We're funny, and we're nice people. And people like us. Some people.
Nice. That's kind of hard for me to believe. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, people genuinely like Lumi, and Akko is probably more controversial than me, but people still like Akko. I am at the level of controversy where people physically will not say my name. He's very...
Maybe that's why the blue one has stuck.
People will not say my name. They'll say... I've even seen people say, oh, that disgusting Under the Tea podcast with Lumi, Akko, and the other one. I've had people say it's Lumi and Akko's podcast and just not even mention that there's a third person on it at all.
Is it because you're like the only openly man on there, or they just get lazy, or is it have you pissed off that many people?
I think I've upset them to that degree that they will not speak my name.
Shit. Well, I think Oko's on the way there, so...
The blue one with the onomatopoeia. It's funny. But we love you guys. We'll see you guys another day. I'm probably going to be back tomorrow. Don't know what I'll talk about, but we'll talk about something fun. Thank you, Amalgamate, for showing up. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I definitely appreciate it. Been nice time.
Is your thing still in here? It is, so I can grab it and share it with you guys again. That is their channel. You should go follow them at some point. Also, I don't know if you're at it yet, but are you almost at the point where you can be, what do you call it? Partnered, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got denied. I'm too spicy.
When you get accepted, you should remember to change your thing at the top here so it says like Amalgamate or something.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna happen because I got denied because I was too much.
I'm surprised they let me do it. I really don't know. Like, I applied for it as soon as I hit the watch hours, and they gave it to me like the next day. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how that's still one of my top suggested games or streams. I played Dustborn for 12 hours straight for the content.
That is awful. I don't know why you would torture yourself like that.
The people asked for it.
Oh, Lord.
But chat, is there anywhere I can send all of you? Somebody fun streaming? There is not.
And for my chat, he's in the title, so all you have to do is just click his name. I learned my lesson on that, and should send him over to his channel, so check him out. As well as the other links in the description for his Twitch and Twitter too. So, yeah.
Can I put your name in it?
He cool so far.
I'm probably spelling it wrong. We're just gonna come over here. We're gonna copy it.
Copy. I've done that to you so many times.
There it is. I did not realize I was allowed to put it in the title. That's on me.
No worries. I did it to Oko in our collab last week, and I was like, oh, I'm a professional streamer.
I need to watch this Wendigoon video later. Probably not tonight, it's 3 hours.
Yeah, it's almost 2 a.m.
Oh, this is a total side note. Have you ever seen anything about Petscop?
No.
I haven't seen any of the new stuff, but at the time when I stopped watching it, I genuinely did not like the series because it bases its tragedy off of a real life tragedy, and I don't like it when these kind of what do you call them, ARGs do that. It feels very exploity.
Interesting. I wonder how bad it was then. Like.
Oh yeah, there's a live thing, I forgot. And then just search for VTubers.
Do you just raid random people?
Well, I don't see why not.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh, the Face Connect girl is streaming. She's playing violin.
It's a good fucking model of a violin. Nice.
Bow streaming. I don't think she's streaming. I think that's just a short. You know what? I like Face Connect. Let's do it. Why not? Oh, she actually is pretty good.
It's a beautiful violin.
Alright, chat, we're gonna send you over to the Face Connect people. If they let me.
Nice. And with my chat, I'll hang out for a little bit and thank some more people and maybe talk, and we'll go from there.
Oh, can't raid them. Oh well. Oh wait, you're gonna keep streaming?
Sad. Yeah, just for a little bit longer.
Oh, then I'm just gonna raid you.
Just to thank some more people who donate stuff. Huh?
I'm just gonna raid you then.
Oh, that works too. It's gonna be like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's fine. Then you can direct the raid.
Talking. Oh God, I hate making decisions.
Oh, yours is restricted too. No.
Why is it restricted?
Why is everyone always restricted?
Did I actually not make you a friend?
Whatever. We're fine. Night
That happened
chat.
for you.
I love you guys.
Thanks for having me on.
Hope you guys had fun with my autism and with my guest.